Hi there everybody, it's Trader Cobb here for the 27th of September, and you'll have noted that you wouldn't have heard very much from me recently, and that simple fact is based around the fact that the markets, well, I've just been waiting. There's not been any significant moves down, there's not been any significant moves up since we touched on 3,000 and broke up through 4,000. They were our two significant days. Obviously the bounce off 3,000 here and the push above 4,000 here. They're the only two significant days, and there's been very little going on since then. One thing I can say, however, is this. There's a potential higher low here. Why do I say potential? Because it's not confirmed yet until there's a higher high. Now I see all sorts of sloping trend lines and people drawing this, that and the other, and you can draw a duckbill on a screen, and I'll tell you what, if you find enough duckbills you can make whatever you think work. Alright. Fact of the matter is that double bottoms, double tops, head and shoulders, all these pattern names, it actually doesn't mean anything to me because it's all about trend and trend reversals. Okay. Now in this case, Bitcoin was in a downtrend. Lower high, lower low, lower high. We failed to go on and make a lower low. Now if we were to break up through the highs here, at 41.28 or whatever it is, okay? The high isn't actually important. 41.22 on that candle, right? If we were to break up through the high there, this will be a higher low and we will have a higher high. Therefore, we will be in an uptrend, and that's what I'm waiting for my direction, the confirmation of direction. The other thing that can happen is if we break down through the low here of this candle, then we will have this short-term intermediate downtrend. Okay, so it won't have taken out the all-time low within this downtrend, but it will have set a new lower low within this very short period. That all being said, it appears that 4,000 is the number here that we are waiting around to break. On the 4 hour, we do have an uptrend here, pull back, higher low, higher high, higher low. I'm hoping to see today break up through 4,000. We can just get on with being a strong, aggressive and bullish marketplace. But while we wait for that, obviously there's a possibility for some consolidations going on around the traps, and I wanted to have a look at a couple of coins that I really like the look of at the moment. First of all, Factom. Let's have a look at that. There we go. What I wanted to show you here is, obviously it's had a very large fall from grace since its highs, and we've fallen down to this round number of 0.04. Okay, the significance of that level and how it's held once, then moved twice, bounced 3 times, is that it seems to be that this has been, and I may be wrong here, it may move again, and it may move lower, but for the time being, it seems to be that is the, I hate to say the word, but it looks as though it may be the bottom of this range for the time being. It's definitely been resistance in the past, and it's definitely acting as support right now. The other thing as well is that I know this low isn't lower than this low, which would help with the divergence even more. But if you have a look, this low here to this low here to this relative equal-ish low, the actual MACD indicator here, and I only use them for indications, not as anything else, it's actually divergent. So again, that shows to me there could be some room for a bounce here on Factom to the upside. So if you're an investor and you like the technicals for your buying opportunity, and you like the fundamentals for the holding opportunity of a coin like this, and that's how I combine my technical analysis and fundamental analysis together, then right now Factom is in a really good looking spot for that. NEM is another one I do like the look of at the minute as well. Let me just get rid of these lines as they're no longer what I'm interested in. There is this support level through here. Okay, so we found support once, twice. We didn't quite get there this time. Now NEM is holding in this space right now. What I've actually been keeping a very close eye is how tight this range is. Okay, it is a very, very tight range, and I wanted to have a look at it on the lower time frames just to see if we can find any significant level. Now it's very clear when we go to the 1 hour that this is a significant level right here. The thing I like about this is here's our low, here's our resistance level, so test 1, call that 2, 3 and a 4th. Each time we're getting higher lows. That's showing to me that the sellers are starting to be shaken out and there is more demand for buyers. I'll show it to you on the 4 hours so it's a little bit clearer. What I'm liking is I'd love to see another test of resistance up there, which will give me a very good opportunity to enter into NEM should it start to move again and break this resistance to the upside. So NEM, definitely one on my radar as well. And where are we? The mighty Ethereum. This is what I want to look at too. So very similar to Factom. Let me show you this very strong low through here. Again, very strong support. Test 1, bounce 2, 3. It actually looks to me more of a bearish triangle. Now, it's, for me, I don't use sloping trend lines, but many people do. But for me, I'm more interested in the way this trend is presenting itself. You can see very strong support through here. There's some very decent buying volume through here, but not a great deal of movement. It looks like maybe a bit of accumulation. If you see through here, there's a bigger candle there, big candle here, but on even less volume than what we've seen just recently. So potential for some accumulation going on there. Obviously, we were at support, and you know, right now, if you look at it on the daily, which we have here, it's actually high, higher low, higher high, pulling back into these moving average. Now, the bigger picture trend needs to be shown as well. There's a lower high here, there's a lower high here, there's a potential for a lower high here, but right now, short term, we are in an uptrend, longer term, we are in a downtrend. The fact is that there's quite a bit coming out for Ethereum coming up, and it's a really, obviously, it's Ethereum, it's a strong coin. So again, looking for opportunities as we come out of that range, as we come into this uptrend, is probably worthwhile as well. So yeah, just to recap, guys, you know, Bitcoin's starting to look more bullish. I definitely want to see it above this 4100, 4122, I think the number was, before we have this designated uptrend back in place. But some good opportunities starting to show up across the board. There's been a bit of anticipation around whatever's going to happen next. We're all sort of sitting back, waiting, watching, reading, and learning as more news comes out. There's some very good news starting to flow out. There's still some silly news as well. There's also some of these fund managers that are saying all sorts of dumb things. Doesn't really matter. The market does what it does, and I read trends. Speak to you soon.